Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Sorry, I'm a bit late. I'm not a bit, I'm late. Supposed to be here for 11, but I had to push it back because my computer decided to give me issues. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Isabella Banks' YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Harry, Meghan, and their level up journey. If you're new here, I'm Wheezy, and it's great to meet you virtually. So, guys, how's your week going so far? I'm just gonna pause to say hello in the to everyone in the comment section. Hi, Terry. Hi, Lady Rose. Hi, Novi. Hi, Gwen. How is everyone keeping? Oh, good to see seems like everyone is in good spirits. That's lovely. As per usual, we're discussing the latest events in the wacky world of the toxic British media. And do I have a doozy for you today? The British royal family. We're looking at the relationship with the British royal family and how their actions relate to Harry and Meghan. Okay, first off, I found this article online about work that Harry and Meghan are doing. But I couldn't access the article because it's outside of my the article's time zone. But it says new bipartisan ads aim to fight AI election misinformation. So it seems like the Archewell Foundation has partnered with a company to join the fight against election misinformation. They say experts predict both malicious state actors and domestic political operatives will use deepfake tech and other media manipulation to confuse voters during the US election campaign. So, guys, I don't know how you guys are going to be able to protect yourselves from the election malfeasance, which seems to be already on the rise even before the elections begins. But it seems like all the other people are ready to throw a monkey wrench in and complete what they were not able to complete during the time of Trump's initial reign. So, anyway, Archewell, I think that's why I identify so well with Harry and Meghan. They are not just sitting by the sidelines and talking about it. They've decided they're going to get up and do something about it. And they are putting their money where their mouth is by putting up ads to fight against possible AI election misinformation. I don't even have a clue as to how they would go about combating this new nuisance, which is on our scale. It is right in front of us right now. It's an issue that everyone is having. Unfortunately, as I said, I could not access the article, so that's about all. But it's great to see that Harry and Meghan are just focused on the issues that matter. These are issues that affect everybody's lives, rather than just dwelling on the vitriol that is coming out of the UK and the gossip. Okay, so let's dive in to some of the stories that have been put out about Harry and Meghan this week. Of course, I've not talked about everything, but I have picked up the more relevant bits And although the news about Harry and Meghan has slowed down quite a bit, are you guys feeling it, or is it just me? Is it just me thinking that the news about Harry and Meghan has slowed down a little bit? But however, when they do write, it is always with a negative slant. But the 1,000 or 100, let me just not over exaggerate so that it does make sense. The over 200 articles that perhaps Daily Mail would write a day has slowed down to maybe 25. So to the point that it's almost not even, uh, we don't even recognize that they're writing about Harry and Meghan. Anyway, as I had mentioned in my last video, the British media have some stories they concentrate on, they put in their contents calendar planner, and we're going to talk about some of those now. So, in my last video, I think they did a poll and then they were wondering about Harry and Meghan's children. So, this time around, they're talking about um, they're wondering when Harry will come back to the UK. Is anybody familiar with that storyline? It says the royal rift between Prince Harry and William has seen the Duke of Sussex lose his potential role as top advisor if his brother ever takes the throne. The brothers, who have been distanced in recent years, were once close, and it is thought that Harry would have been his older brother's closest confidant. However, since Prince Harry stepped down from the royal family in 2020 and his controversial autobiography Spare in 2023, their relationship has suffered. With Harry and William no longer close, it's thought that William will look elsewhere for support when he takes over the throne from his father, King Charles III, in the future. A royal commentator has explained how Harry's role as support is now out the window, with the two brothers locked in their royal rift. It continues, it says, Charles Ray explained whilst on the Sun's royal exclusive show, when William becomes king, I always believed Harry would be one of his top advisors. I think that's out of the window. That's what Diana always wanted, the boys to remain as close as possible. They had each other and it was them against the rest of the world. But of course, now that's not happening. So I think this time around, they have accepted the fact that Prince Harry is never coming back to the UK. So that's a step forward. Yay! Yay! And so right now they're living in the world of fantasy, sort of like if Prince Harry were here, he would do this, that, or the other. It's just so very ridiculous. There are so many lies already in this story that they have written. If I were to tear it apart, they said the royal rift between Prince Harry has seen Duke of Sussex lose his potential role. If William was ever going to be king, Harry would never have been his top advisor. That's one. They said the brothers were close. They were never close. Prince Harry's spare autobiography has already told us that he has already told us that they were never close. If there was ever a narrative that Harry was William's top advisor, that would be a narrative they would put out for the public, not what was actually going on. And they would have probably carried on with the public perception that they were close if the relationship had not boiled, the conflict in the relationship had not boiled over and spilled into the public space. Anyway, so Harry was never going to be William's close confidant, that's for sure. So that is a lie. And then they say Diana always wanted the boys to remain as close as possible. Well, I'm guessing that that would be true. However, she knew the character of both her children, and she knew that with the way that the royal family behaves, the chances of them being close outside of childhood was little to none. Anyway, um oh, a lot more people have come in. Hello, Caroline. Hello, Kathy. Hello, come to Cali girl. How are you? It's been a while. Hi, House of Sussex. How are you? Guinea Love says the hatred is sad. The media has just been going hard. Just leave them alone. And to me, it seems like they're running out of fresh information about Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan don't talk to them anyway. That is absolutely true. True, true, true. Prince Harry always wanted out even before he met Meghan. Exactly. That was another lie that was in the article that I didn't point out. Thanks for that. In any case, I'm sure that Diana would have wanted William to behave like the older brother that he's supposed to be and not feed his brother to the wolves. And I'm sure she would have required Kate to look after her brother in law's wife the same way her brother in law took care of her when she just entered into the family. And I'm sure she would have raised hell in any way she could if she knew that Charles had gone too far in handing his children over to the media, to feeding them over to the media. You know, she would have raised absolute hell about it. So, moving on from fantasizing about what would have been if Harry was in the UK, of course, you know that the next stop is for them to blame Meghan. Well, Harry is not here in the UK because he's with Meghan. It's just like a toddler having a tantrum. I would have been shocked if I wasn't seeing it for myself. And as a matter of fact, the way the scales have dropped from my eyes as an ordinary individual, I can't stop saying it enough because you believe in what you're reading. It wasn't until this issue with Harry and Meghan then I realized how much the media makes up the news and how much it's a cartel and not actually them reporting the news. I would have been shocked myself if I wasn't seeing it for myself that Meghan is being blamed for a conflict that had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with her. This is almost a familiar position most daughter in laws find themselves in. It's just that Meghan's one is raised to the power of how many people there are in the UK. The population of the UK. Meghan is a very strong woman indeed. The need to blame Meghan continues, but the funny thing is how the media vacillate between, outright lies, snide remarks, carping commentary, and depressed self pity on the state of the monarchy and the fact that Harry, who would have been they have more or less said that if Harry was here, this wouldn't have happened. And if he were to come back in, he would be able to pull everything together and get everybody back on track. If there's anything that came out of this conflict that they cannot deny, it is the fact that actually it was Harry who was the workhorse and he was the one who was the smart one between all of them. And the rest of them were just taking credit for Harry's work. Look at this headline, which says Prince Harry allegedly needs Meghan Markle's approval to extend olive branch to Prince William. Yes, yes. Blame the woman over a conflict that had nothing to do with her. To the point that it's almost shocking to me when I see a headline that makes sense, such as this LBC article on the right, which states that Prince Harry will only return to the UK with Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet if major change takes place. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what change is required. Let me see if you're paying attention to me. What change do you think is required to see Harry come back to the UK? What change is required to see Harry come back to the UK? Let me look at your comments. Uh, Adorable says, anytime I see a deranger call the Sussex's kids fake, I respond by calling the Wales children fake and the derangers become mad. Make that make sense. Yeah, for real. They cannot take what they dish out. They can't. It has been absolutely hilarious to be on Twitter because even the densest of them know that things are not really that good on their side. But what can they do? They have to find a way to support the monarchy any way they can. But even their defense of the monarchy is ridiculous. Let me see. Um, Yasmin says, that's what I thought would happen too. The two brothers were watching out for each other. I thought Harry would be making sure he didn't step on any landmines if things were different. Sure, exactly. Uh, Sussex loves. Oh, hi, Sussex love. How are you? Uh, Apology and security. Yep, it seems like you're the only one. Okay, no, you weren't the only one. The main thing that needs to happen is Harry's security, because you guys remember that in the security case, he says they were planning to come to the UK in 1 August 2022, but the security arrangements were not sufficient. And they decided that if they weren't going to give them sufficient security, they weren't going to come down. End of. And that's where they've stood ever since. So they're now not satisfied with contemplating what would have happened if Harry was going to be here and blaming Meghan for Harry's not being here. They have moved on now to the children. And look at this headline, as if Harry and Meghan would ever send their children to school in the UK. The headline says, inside Prince Archie's almost monumental year yet as he starts school and returns to UK. Express.co.uk takes a look at Prince Harry's monumental year yet as the young royal is set to hit two milestones, which could also see him making a grand return to Prince Harry's home country. You see the way they write the headline as a certainty, but the actual body of the article is speculation. Anyway, um, so now we know that they are now fantasizing on what would never be, because they are even going as far as saying Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet will never be working royals after Prince Harry's betrayal. Prince Harry, hashtag royal family. They are busy saying Archie and Lily will never be working royals. Have they even made those adults, the royals, the eligible royals that they have available in the UK, working royals, have they made them royals, working royals? Not to talk about waiting. How old is the legal age in the UK? I think it's 16. Not to talk about waiting. Okay, they said Archie is supposed to be 5 years old this year. So not to talk about waiting 11 years for Prince Archie and Prince and Lilibet should be 3 years old this year or 2 years old. Someone correct me in the comment section, please. And 14 years for Lily to become working royals. All this speculating about Harry and Meghan has frustrated the derangers to the point that they are now saying, I hate to say this, but do Harry and Meghan understand what they okay, no, that's not the slide I was thinking that this was. The derangers are saying, I hate to say this, but do Harry and Meghan understand what they're doing to Archie and Lily? This will follow them for the rest of their lives. What have they done? It looks like the derangers are also in despair. They're wondering. They are wondering, like, Harry and Meghan have done a good job of keeping Archie and Lilibet away from the public gaze to the point that they can't even properly speculate as to what they are doing and how their futures are going to pan out because they just don't know them, do they? Good job, Harry and Meghan. Good job. So we had a reporter expose William, and I'm going to play a soundbite for you. It is the most interesting thing I have heard in the last month. So just listen to this. If I can get it to play.
Monarchy works, and especially how they treat incoming women. Part of why I really wanted to talk to you is because of your Tatler profile of Kate, which I thought was just so fantastic. Well, yes, it was the beginning of lockdown, and I was asked by Tatler to do a colourful piece on Kate, and what they didn't want was a puff piece. Great. And this piece created the most enormous backlash. I just could not believe it. And one of the things that was levelled at me was that I had said that Kate was perilously thin. I mean, as I was thinking of Tom Wolfe and New York Social X-rays or Hollywood stars, they're all size zeros, they're all perilously thin, and that's kind of a compliment. Yes, my piece did have a very snobby side. I'm writing for Tatler. It was an article I thought would be sort of tossed aside by, toffs in stately homes in Britain. And anyway, everyone went berserk about that. And Kate and William said they were going to sue Tatler. So I had 4 months in which I was rung up by the Tatler managing director and told, and I had the world's media saying, please, can you speak? Please. And I was told, please don't speak. So for 4 months, I did not speak, which was very annoying. So I had another book to publish. No one wouldn't interview me because they said, we can't talk to you unless you discuss Tatler again. Nightmare. Nightmare, exactly. That aggrieved me. I cannot discuss that again. And this is really interesting in light of what's happening with the media. And
hello, can you guys hear? Can you hear the soundbar going? Because I heard someone saying that there's no volume. If you can hear the soundbite, can you give me a thumbs up in the comment section? Okay, that's great. Thank you, Joan.
The palace today. So I remember vividly, it was a September Thursday evening, and I was rung up by Louisa Parker Bowles, Camilla's niece, who was then managing director of Tatler, and she said, don't worry, it's all been sorted with the Condé Nast lawyers. William and Kate, they're not going to sue, but the one thing is you absolutely must not discuss this. So you can imagine my consternation on Sunday when I go and get the Sunday newspapers, and front cover of the Mail on Sunday is Kate's. My God. Yes. And I knew that Tatler hadn't leaked it. I knew that I hadn't leaked it. So I knew that the leak had come straight from Kensington Palace. And a year later, the journalist who was asked to write the piece verified that William had rung up the editor of the Mail on Sunday that Friday morning, and somebody from his office went to have lunch in a way you simply would not believe. So, for example, in the mainstream press, it is verboten Meghan and Harry.
Wait. So when you say, they must say this narrative.
So, Reba says, play it again. Okay. So I'm just going to do that now.
Monarchy works, and especially how they treat incoming women. Part of why I really wanted to talk to you is because of your Tatler profile of Kate, which I thought was just so fantastic. Well, yes, it was the beginning of lockdown, and I was asked by Tatler to do a colourful piece on Kate, and what they didn't want was a puff piece. Great. And this piece created the most enormous backlash. I just could not believe it. And one of the things that was levelled at me was that I had said that Kate was thinking of Tom Wolfe and New York Social X-rays or Hollywood stars. They're all sized. Yes, my piece did have a very snobby side. I'm writing for Tatler. It was an article I thought would be sort of tossed aside by, toffs in stately homes in Britain. And anyway, everyone went berserk about that. And Kate and William said they were going to sue Tatler. So I had 4 months in which I was rung up by the Tatler managing director and told, and I had the world's media saying, please. Months I did not speak, which was very annoying because I had another book to publish. They wouldn't interview me because they said, we can't talk to you unless you discuss Tatler. Nightmare. Nightmare, exactly. That aggrieved me. I cannot discuss Tatler. And this is really interesting in light of what's happening with the media. I remember vividly, it was a September Thursday evening, and I was rung up by Louisa Parker Bowles, Camilla's niece, who was then managing director of Tatler, and she said, don't worry, it's all been sorted with the Condé Nast lawyers. William and Kate, they're not going to sue, but the one thing is you absolutely must not discuss this. So you can imagine my consternation on Sunday when I go and get the Sunday newspapers, and front cover of the Mail on Sunday is Kate's victory over Tatler. Double page spread on me, absolutely,
my God.
Yes. And I knew that Tatler hadn't leaked it. I knew that I hadn't leaked it. So I knew that the leak had come straight from Kensington Palace. And a year later, the journalist who was asked to write the piece verified that William had rung up the editor of the Mail on Sunday that Friday morning, and somebody from his office went to have lunch with them, and they planted that piece. The royal family manipulate the media. I'm talking about the print media, the British print media, in a way you simply would not believe. So, for example, in the mainstream press, it is verboten to write a piece in support of Meghan and Harry.
Wait. So when you say, they must say this narrative.
Monarchy works.
Guys, I will drop the video on my Instagram page so you can go over there and have a listen to it, because YouTube without offending the powers that be. So, did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? Let me see. Okay, you said the sound kept cutting off, and yes, Lottie says, what am I hearing? Yes, she confirmed that Prince William picked up the phone and leaked a story about do you guys remember that article in the Tatler about Catherine the Great? Catherine the Great. Let me see if I can find it now. She was referring to this article, which quotes so much consternation because she said it wasn't a puff piece. But how could, please tell me how you define this article? It was the ultimate puff piece, the puff pieces of all puff pieces. Reba says, we have been saying this for years. She just confirmed everything we knew. Yes, exactly. Do you know, House of Sussex says, do you know when this audio was recorded? I listened to the whole podcast, as a matter of fact. Uh, you can find the podcast if you just type it in, Infamous. You type the title of the podcast, Infamous, into Google, and you can find, I think it's on Podtrail. It's about a 40-minute podcast. And I listened to the whole thing. It was very interesting to hear. She exposed everything. She exposed everything. She didn't hold anything back. So I thought that was really interesting that that is happening. And if she is feeling this way, there must be a lot more other journalists who are feeling exactly the same way. That means that we're going to hear a lot more as time goes by. The royal family, the media, haven't got a chance. They really don't have a chance because they are in such wrong, and they are no match for the intelligence and the dexterity of Harry and Meghan. Caroline says she did a great job on the Do you know, before I move on to something else, what I was going to even say was the hosts of the podcast were even trying to chip in some snippets of like negative comments about Harry and Meghan. And each time she did that, she put them straight away. Like she didn't let them get away with anything. She said that when the Oprah interview first came on and everybody listened to it, she had gone on to some show and she was totally against Harry and Meghan. She was supporting William and Kate and the royal family. But over time, when she realized that, oh, actually, this is strange, they actually have a media ban. That is why you can't find anybody in the UK. They have a media ban against publishing anything positive about Harry and Meghan, whether it's the truth or not, whether it's happening in broad daylight and your glasses and your eyes can see the same thing everybody else is seeing. They have it's a media blackout on Harry and Meghan. That's what she has said. Yeah. Caroline said she did a great job. And she said the press and everyone are not allowed to say anything good about Harry and Meghan. This is what is going on. Swelio, the Pegilicious Prince, thinks that he has managed to silence the rumors of whereabouts of Mombelina. He's going to have a rude awakening very soon. Yep, absolutely. Okay. Let's move on. Before we dive deeper, if you're new here, I extend a warm invitation to join our vibrant community. For some of you who have just started following the controversy between Prince Harry and Meghan and the British royal family, it must feel like a coming of age, as it did for me. Like the scales of deception we are fed on a daily have just fallen off your eyes, and now you don't know what to believe. Don't worry, over here on this channel, we discuss all the headlines, trying to sort and sift the truth from the lies, and also read between the lines to understand the strategy, the latest strategy going on with the British royal family, the media, and how we can help Harry and Meghan push back against the relentless negative reporting on them. On this channel, we don't just skim the surface of the news, we delve into its implications, analyze it, and sometimes even take action. So, like today is Activism Tuesday. You're going to join us as we take some steps in our bid to help Harry and Meghan. So, whether you're just seeking updates, analysis, or even seeking to engage, there's something here on this channel for everyone. And if you visited my channel before but you have not subscribed, welcome back. But don't do that, please. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead to hit the subscribe button now. Don't forget, it's important. That's the only reward I get for the hours of work that goes into researching to produce the content which I put on here for your entertainment. So, if you haven't subscribed, are you feeling guilty yet? If you're feeling guilty enough, go ahead, subscribe. To all my loyal subscribers, thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for being part of my community. Thank you for being here and thank you for being part of my community. Connie Balmer says, look out for trolls disguised as one of us, but their comments don't add up. Okay. Is there anybody you have seen that is, I've got the troll spray on, so that should keep them out. It does tend to work. The Cynthia says media blackout signs sounds like the UK is heading to a dictatorship. Yeah. And do you know what? I actually have palpitations at the thought of William becoming king because it's going to get worse. In fact, if I can get out of the UK before that happens, I'll be the happiest person on earth. I'll be the happiest person on earth. Okay, let's continue. Oh, guys, I have some different kind of news for you today. So, in addition to subscribing, we encourage you to like, share, and drop a comment. So, hit that like button. You know, it helps us to get seen. The algorithm does its work pushing it out to other people when you hit the like button, okay? And if you're unsure what to say, just leave a heart emoji or some other symbol of appreciation in the comment section. Your engagement means the absolute world to us. We also invite you to make donations to our channel. The donations go a long way in helping to defray the expenses of the channel. Basically, it does help to keep the lights on. So I have some news. Right. So I am thinking about starting up my channel membership next week, Saturday. And just to let you know that these are the perks that I'm considering on here. So patron chats prioritize, patron shout out, channel spotlight, member milestone chats, channel badges, invitation to join members only Instagram community. And so for those people who would like to support my channel on a monthly basis, we'll have a way for you to go ahead to do so that you don't have to spend maybe more than you would have wanted to spend just giving donations during the live streams. So what we've got are the patron chat prioritize, patron shout out, channel spotlight. So if you're a member of if you subscribe to my channel, uh, if you subscribe to the membership on my channel and you've got a YouTube channel, we will add you to the spotlight rotation and shout you out when it gets to your turn on the rotation. I think there are going to be two levels there are going to be two levels, and one of them will have um a lot, like 6 or 7 of the things, and one of them will have, but it won't have the channel spotlight, and then the other one will, the higher one will. So anyway, I will give you more information as the day goes by so that you can prepare for it. It's going to be next Saturday, and it is 2 levels of membership. Okay? In the meantime, you can donate if you are able to do so. Okay? Right. So, at the moment, we've got the royal family attempting to rewrite history. Now that no one's looking, they think that uh that they can rewrite history. Before I move on, let me look at the comments. Lady Rose says, "Oh, you're talking to Reba." And I bet Pegalo is working behind the scenes feverishly to get the Sussex Squad channel shut down. Yep, absolutely. But we are ahead of him because we are getting closer together and collaborating more. And so he's going to find it a lot more difficult than it has been previously. House of Sussex says, "Oh, where are you thinking of moving to?" I am thinking of going to join my in-laws in Montecito. No, seriously, I'm thinking about going to live in America. I just love, love, love America. It's so more my tempo than the UK. I think I am an American in spirit. I don't know how I found myself here in the UK. Or maybe I changed once Meghan married Harry. I don't know. Uh, my queen, good question. I was also wondering. The face is familiar. If I was Meghan, hell no, I'll never go back to William. Is a lie. If they vote the Tory party back in, it would be just be if America votes Humpty Trumpty. Okay. Lottie, absolutely agree. My theory on Nostradamus: C3 will pass on. William will leave Kate and take the throne. But will be forced to give it up due to public outcry of unfitness and call for Harry to be king. Willie is playing a dirty game. I wonder what he did. I wonder what he did. He did something really, really bad. Let's see. uh, these UK rules are nothing here in the UK. We can do it. Okay. Uh, we would love to live in Montecito. Honestly, if I can just go past it, that would be great. Okay. Right. So on to them trying to whitewash their images. They're trying to repair their PR now that things seem to have quietened down. So they are saying Prince William is in frightening proximity to ascend the throne amid King Charles III's cancer, Tina Brown says. Prince William's ascension to the throne might be coming sooner than expected. We all know that, it's quite obvious. But to me, it kind of sounds like they are making excuses for his lackadaisical behavior in the last couple of months. So almost say, oh, it's because he's so nervous, it's because he's so overwhelmed. But every time he steps out, he ends up making a mess of the event. I don't know what they're going to do when he starts going out again. So I think the only way to save themselves really is if they lock him inside the house. Meanwhile, they're also worried that Harry and Meghan are out here outside of the control of the royal family. So they're afraid that Harry and Meghan would take the lackluster shine that they do have away from them and outshine them. But Harry and Meghan just do that by breathing. So they're gonna have to suck it up. So much so that one of their foremost derangers had this to say. Anybody who knows Karen Arms on Twitter knows that she flies the flag proudly. She says, it really disturbs me that people with pictures of the Princess of Wales in their profile spend time talking about Meghan and Harry. It's so disrespectful to our royal family to keep talking about those who have left. Be Catherine fans, not haters of Meghan and Harry. Who's going to tell her that all they do have are haters of Meghan and Harry, not fans of Catherine and William? What would There's nothing about them that would make you a fan. There's nothing about them that would make you a fan. Anyway, so and then they've got Prince Edward's standing in for the king, William and Kate. This is supposed to assure everyone that the monarchy is not falling to pieces and is still functioning. Right? A bit of interesting history. I found this interesting anyway because this event that Sophie and Edward attended actually followed it was about something quite historic which was taking place. Like Buckingham Palace was being guarded by French soldiers for the first time in history, all to mark 120 years of friendly relations between Britain and the old enemy. They can't even when they're trying to talk about something that is non-contentious, they can't help but just slip in a snide remark. He says, for the first time in history, Buckingham Palace will be guarded by French troops in a drill approved by King Charles to mark 120 years of friendly relations. In April of 1904, an agreement known as the Entente Cordiale. Oh, if I butchered that, please don't even tell me because that didn't even sound right coming from me. It was decided between the United Kingdom and the French Republic that settled a number of controversial matters and improved Anglo-French relations. To mark this anniversary, French troops will guard Buckingham Palace at Monday's changing the guard ceremony. The forecourt of Buckingham Palace will see 32 soldiers from the Republican Guard of the National Gendarme join 40 guardsmen from F Company Scots Guards to parade the grounds together. So these are the British people. Oh, is that the British? The British people are guarding the French palace, and then the French people are guarding the British palace. So it says a similar guard change attended by President Macron will be held in Paris earlier that day. 16 soldiers from number 7 Company Guard Coldstream Guards will join troops from her Regiment de la Garde Républicaine to provide the presidential guard outside the LC Palace in what will be the first ever example of a foreign state guarding the French presidential palace. And normally, this would be such a nice thing. This would be such a nice thing in demonstrating collaboration. I like things like this, even if it is them just play acting or role playing or whatever you want to call it. Normally, for reasonable thinking people, it would be nice, but because the British royal family are just full of crap, uh, it just loses its meaning. You know, it just kind of loses its meaning. Another person whose reputation they're trying to whitewash is Andrew. Andrew. Is- it says it's stubborn King Charles refuses to ditch toxic Prince Andrew despite Epstein updates, right? And look at that. They said, watching Scoop makes me think Prince Andrew was played by Newsnight. And now, unbelievably, I'm starting to feel sorry for him. So, no wonder when Scoop, you know, that documentary that came out about his interview, right? No wonder there was an article that said Andrew breaks cover for the first time since Scoop was released. To me, anyway, it's all part of a PR strategy, all of them trying to rehabilitate Andrew's reputation. We have what I have always said that Andrew knows where too many of the bodies are buried for him to be deprived of money and to be cast out of the royal family. And that is the reason why they've not been able to cast him out, despite the fact that the media have been baying for his, should I say, they have been calling for his head ever since the Epstein rumors came out. I mean, was deleted? Whose name was deleted, redacted from the Epstein documents? There is a rumor that it was King Charles's name that was redacted. Yes, I didn't watch it, but one lady on Twitter said that just like this person said, that they feel sorry for Andrew. That means it was all in an effort to rehabilitate his image. He must have told Charles, "Get you better get this done, otherwise I'm going to release information about you." Allegedly, maybe. And guess who the other person's image they are trying to rehabilitate? Camilla. Yes. Can you imagine they say the unconventional love story of Charles and Camilla as they celebrate wedding anniversary? And some on Twitter said, "Excuse me, I remember it's not been that long ago when the story came out that Charles bedded Camilla as Diana slept upstairs in the same house." In the same house. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine? Can you just imagine? TMCD says, ew. Ew. Excuse me. Oh, says they're all in Epstein's black book. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so in recent times, I've had a lot of people saying, just ignore the stories, focus on what Harry and Meghan are doing. But I am here this evening to make a case for what we do, pushing back against the negative stories, because we have created a space which allows Harry and Meghan to go off and do their business. And we have to defend the space so that they can continue to go out and do their business. So I am here to make a case, as I said, the benefits of our pushback against the trolls. So you've got things like this case with Dan Wooten. Well, first things first, we managed to help get Dan Wooten fired. Guys, you remember that? But we still have Dan Wooten trying to push an agenda. And no one can tell his real motive right now. We can only speculate, right? But he seems to be going all out to do anything he can do to do anything that would harm Harry and Meghan, that would be painful for them, that would be uncomfortable for them. And his latest venture is him trying to leverage Samantha Markle and her case against Meghan. Because since he started his Dan Wooten outspoken, it's more or less been Harry and Meghan non-stop. They can't seem to find anything else to report on. Look at this one. It says breaking. Samantha Markle has today officially filed her appeal in defamation case against her sister Meghan over untrue comments made on Netflix and Oprah interview. Her lawyer, Peter Tickton, is planning on asking Catherine to provide a witness statement. And then this is the notice of appeal. So Samantha has put in a notice of appeal for the case. Yep. Well, yep. We know that. How old is that article? This was today. This was today. And in a bid to rehabilitate his own image, Dan Wooten has also been going to all the podcasts, all the popular podcasters to spill the tea. And he went to Rob Moore, and I kind of feel two ways about it. I really like Rob Moore. He is a property mogul, a young aged one at that. I think he's about 42 years old, but he's a millionaire several times over in the UK, which is no easy feat, believe me. I was very shocked. I was part of his Facebook group. I used to attend all his workshops and seminars on property until I heard his ideology on speaking on Harry and Meghan, and it was the same racist rhetoric that he was getting from the media. I quickly, the way I cut off my subscription from his Facebook channel was unbelievable. Quick. And I never went back to his channel. So I'm not surprised to see Dan Wooten sitting on his platform talking with him, because they all have the same racist ideology. Let me see your comments. What does Kate making a statement have to do with Scammy's defamation lawsuit against Meghan? It's ludicrous. Where Meghan says that someone made, I think it may be connected to where Meghan said someone made a racist comment or unconscious bias or something like that. So they want to go on the basis that if Kate says she didn't say so, then that means that Meghan was lying. And if Meghan can lie about one thing, that means she can lie about everything. It is quite clear that Samantha Markle felt like she ought to have been the one with the relationship to Harry. It's quite clear. She feels insulted that it is her black half sister who ended up marrying the prince while she is stuck in a wheelchair. So that's that. Um, who's paying for Scammy's lawyers? Shall we guess the royal family because she's broke? Exactly. Well, if that's the case, we are not even too concerned because we know Megan's going to even win the case. Let her, I want Megan to go after her for her costs. Yes, everything. Because she has been wasting Megan's time, which she cannot even pay for. She can't give it back, wasting 1 second on anything that has to do with Samantha Markle. So let me see. HMM says, so is the media going to call out Samantha for bothering their Catherine while she is unable to be seen in public due to undetermined evidence of cancer? Of course not. She's doing their bidding. At this point, they are play acting, right? So even if they do, even if they like the derangers were making noise about it on Twitter, but the media know that Samantha Markle is doing their royal family's bidding allegedly. So it's just some play acting. Cookies and Cream says, I believe the unroyals and the racist thugs are behind this lawsuit nonsense. I believe they want to humiliate and decimate Meghan. They also want to destroy her lifestyle brand. Yep, absolutely. You know, not to go too spiritual or religious on you guys, but I was just reading, thinking about this, and I said sometimes when you have a problem, you have to get bigger than the problem to overcome it. And so this is where we come in because we have to help them while they are so that they can focus their attention on getting bigger than whatever problem that the royal family can throw at them. Tamara says, Catherine hasn't been seen since December 2023. Good luck with that scamming. All those royal rodents over on the island, creepy, nasty, disgusting lies all the time, all kinds of skeletons of closets, probably Kate closets too. Yes. I was just going to scroll down. Gwendolyn, Megan need to ask for expensive after all of this is over. She need to ask for all her money. Since she scamming is allegedly being funded by the royal family, they have to pay. They have to pay for everything. We can't keep wasting our good sis's time on rubbish. Anyway, the good thing is, guess what? The Guardian has announced that the Sun lost 66 million amid costs from phone hacking scandal. So far, they have lost 66 million. And they keep hemorrhaging money like that, they are likely to go down. And the Dragon Slayer is taking them down one after the other. Let me see. Reba says Megan can bring her mother and Scammy's daughter to crush this nasty woman. The evidence they get they will not want. Megan will not pay them any attention. She is focused. Yes. And Talk TV also lost more than 90 million before Rupert Murdoch shut down TV channel. Did you know? I didn't even realize that Talk TV had been shut down completely. I thought they were still going. But Talk TV is completely shut down. Yes, it lost more than 90 million. And on the other, one of his business, he lost 66 million. Okay, 66, devil number. Oh, says. Tamara says, why don't these railroaders go away? It's so nauseating dealing with this all the time. Dan Wooten and all his royal cronies need to go away. They're in a battle. They have always won. If it was in the time of Lady Diana, by this time they had already won the war. They are surprised to still find out that they're still trying to battle against the Sussexes for public opinion. They are shocked that they are battling against the royal family. They are battling against Harry and Meghan. They are shocked that they haven't been able to take Harry and Meghan down as of yet. If you haven't liked the video, please go ahead to like the video. It helps us to get seen. Please. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Please like the video. Leave a comment if you can, please. Thank you. All right. So this means what? The Sussex squad rock. We are effective and we shouldn't ever forget it. Okay? So we should not ever forget that we rock, but we still got work to do. We still got work to do. And to that end, I actually, let me see if it's still there. Need to do a poll. I'm just going to send a poll to the chat right now for you to tell me, if I were to ask you, what role do you play in the Sussex squad at the moment? Are you a curious observer? Are you a financial backer? Are you an active and activist? Or are you all of the above? Which one are you? So the poll is at the top of the chat. And I've had, if you haven't done the poll, please go ahead to do so. I have a poll there. It says, what role do you play in the Sussex squad? All-round supporter, curious observer, engaged activist, Sussex content creator. All-round supporter just means you're also a financial backer of the squad, you're a curious observer, you're an engaged activist, you're a content creator. Might not be a content creator, but you're a financial backer, you want to know what's happening, and you engage in activity. So I'm just waiting for one more vote. You've got 269 votes on there at the moment. Fantastic. Okay. So if you haven't, the first task we can do today, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead to follow Duchess Meghan's Instagram page, American Riviera Orchard. I didn't even spell that right. Apologies. Do you know, I have a very educated crowd here. The way you guys send me information, correcting me when something's not right is unbelievable. Um, but I'm always open to learning more and doing better. So I don't mind. At the moment, American Riviera Orchard has 588 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead to subscribe. The I just dropped the link in the comment section, and go ahead, do that, and I will I will give you 20 seconds to do that while I go through the comments. Sussex Love said, I did so on the second day. Lady Rose, okay. Lady Rose, you're chopping it up right there in the comment section. Okay. Sussex Love says all of the above. And somebody said activist, activist, activist. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and support what Harry and Meghan support so that we can give them the opportunity to make the most impact when they do actually do stuff. See? Okay. All right. So moving on to the next, I give you guys 20 more seconds. I have people saying 588,000. Lulu Brown says, I subscribed in ARO when it was 300 followers. I got in on the ground floor. Absolutely. It wasn't even 1,000 yet. Okay. Now, the next one is, if you haven't followed the Invictus Games YouTube channel, let's go ahead to do that. Now, I will give everyone 20 seconds to go ahead to do that. I will get you the link in a second if it's easier for you. Right. Right now, the Invictus Games Whistler has 389 subscribers. Let's take it. Let's shock them. Let's get them to a position where they can monetize quickly. They should be monetized already. The link is now in the comment section. Okay. Hi, Dawn. How are you? How are you? Okay. That was really short. I doubt if people have been able to find the channel yet. Let me give you 20 more seconds. For those who already follow them, fantastic. It's going to get a bit more challenging as the activist Tuesday activities will get more challenging as the weeks go by. But let's start from here for those who have not been doing it. I just realized that one of the things that I missed about uh, f- the old Sussex Squad podcast was the activist activities they would come up with every now and then when they were still running the podcast. And over time, um, the media have And over time, the media have talked about Harry and Meghan so much, and everybody is now kind of exhausted with hearing about Harry and Meghan. But the battle is not yet won. Cynthia says, "You realize I'm supposed to be working, but you're enabling my being easily activated, distracted by fun." I aim to please. What can I say? Lady Rose was Lady Rose was missing. She was checking, missing you. She was asking after you when I was speaking to her earlier today. Lady Rose, yeah. All right. So the next one is Invictus Games Vancouver 2025. I think they've got an Instagram page. Let me get the link for you guys. Games Vancouver 2025. Yep, they've got an Instagram page. On their Instagram page, it's actually better than their YouTube page. They've got 3,975 on Instagram, which is monetizable. So they're not doing too badly on there. But come on, 3,975. This is Harry and Meghan we're talking about. All right. So I'm just putting the link in here. For those who haven't subscribed to that page, and while we're doing that, I have I don't know if, for those who don't know, I applied to volunteer in the 2027 games, and just last week they sent me the application form, so I've just completed it and sent it off, and they're going to do the criminal checks on my application. On my application. So let me set the timer. Uh, so 20 seconds. Right. So the last one I've got on my deck is the Invictus Games TikTok account. And I'm just going to source the I'm just going to source the TikTok account, the link to the TikTok account for you in a second, and I'll put it in the comment section. Wheezy, this is what racism does, floods you with lies to overwhelm you so you don't have time to think. Look at their full court press to this. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And for those people on TikTok, put your link in the comment section so that other TikTokers can subscribe to your page. Okay, so this is the last one, and it's the Invictus Games TikTok account. Now let's go ahead and subscribe. I'm just going to give us 40 seconds to do that. And we're done for the evening. While you're doing that, I'm just going to look at the comment section. Why is it going in and out? The tape on Kate. Don't worry. If you couldn't hear it all, you'll be able to find it on my Instagram page. You know what? While I am talking to you, I can multitask. I am a woman. I am a woman. I will upload it while we are speaking. See that? So that's the 40 seconds for the last task done. And while we're talking about that, I'm in the process of uploading the video to Instagram. Yes, so you can find it in a couple of seconds. Find it on Instagram in a couple of seconds. I will leave the link to my Instagram page in the comment section so you can go there and listen to it as so you can go there and find it. It's the same name, Isabella Banks on Instagram, but of course it's I think the other day I put one character wrong while I was looking for my name, and I ended up with about 70 Isabella Bankses on Instagram. So it's just in the process of uploading at the moment. So how many of them were we able to do? And you guys enjoy this kind of activity. It's very gentle activism that we things that we can do to move the needle one step at a time. Remember that saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So even though their issues look challenging, we can deal with it. Who is the troll? Who is the troll? Oh, I can't see any troll. Okay. Oh, you've been drinking. Cynthia. So now we're just following. First of all, on Instagram, we followed American Riviera's Instagram account. And then we followed the Invictus Games' Instagram, Invictus Games Vancouver 2025 Instagram account, and also their YouTube and then their TikTok. It's all about just getting the Invictus Games 2025 ready for the games. And I was telling you how I volunteered, and they sent me the second stage of the application where they're going to be doing a criminal check into me before they will approve my volunteer application. So the Cynthia, just to take you back, this is where we started from. Let's follow American Riviera. Where is it? uh, American Riviera, their YouTube channel, their Instagram page, and their TikTok page. Okay, this is all we are doing. Just to start everybody off easy. That's House of Sussex says, at least you know that the people at Invictus have no criminal records. Yep. Uh, yep. So, guys, that's the game plan. That's what we do on Activism Tuesdays. Of course, it's going to get a lot more interesting and challenging as the weeks go by, but I thought I would just start us off on very few easy to do tasks that won't cost us any money, but mean the world to the accounts that we have followed. Thank you very much. If any of you have managed to join the pages, good on you. Let's make good together. Thank you all for being here. This is all I have today. Until next time, this is Wheezy signing out. Now, next video, uh, now next video is going to be on Thursday, and it is after the Sussex news. The activity after the Sussex news is Spotlight Thursday. So if you are a YouTuber and you want your channel promoted, send me an email or DM me on any of my socials and we will make it happen. Okay? So far, so good. And guys, don't forget what I told you about the membership that is going to be starting next Saturday. Not this Saturday coming up, the next one, the second one. And they're going to be 2 tiers. So thank you all for taking time out of your day to listen to me go on. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, this is Wheezy signing out. Ciao. Isabella, oh, I didn't see your comment. Cynthia. Isabella, where am I? Who am I? Where am I? Ah, volunteering and you're a criminal. Oh dear. Anyway, bye everyone. Bye. Always good to see and hear from you all. Bye.